Welcome back to the Accountability Hour, the podcast where we tackle double standards, self-improvement, and the messy realities of relationships. This is Lynn Watchhorn. What do you do if she hasn't texted you back all day long? This can be applied to pretty much any type of communication, but texting is the most common, so we're going to go with that. So I typically see two extremes with the majority of men with this. Either on one side, he's making excuses for her. He assumes that she's just busy. He believes all of her little excuses, and unfortunately this man ends up getting used or she loses respect for him. And then the other extreme, which is typically used by men who maybe have a lot of options. They immediately assume she's not interested, even though she might genuinely be, and then he just moves on with his life. And I do feel like this tactic tends to work a little bit better, but sometimes you do meet someone who's truly amazing, and she might genuinely be busy, and you might lose your chance with her specifically because of it. We all know women are subtle, and they send you all these signals that you may or may not catch. It could be as simple as a glance over or something. But the reality is, if she's not responding to you, there are three real possibilities. One, she's genuinely unavailable. Life happens. She's at work. She's busy. She's mentally overwhelmed. It could be a variety of things. But for the most part, if she genuinely likes you, she'll try to find time for you, even if it's a quick, can't talk today, but I'll text you later. I'll contact you later. Second, she's playing games. Women love to trigger you, to get you to chase, to test your reaction on things. And ultimately, how you respond will influence whether she likes you or respects you. But if she's going to play games like this, I would argue either she's really immature or she genuinely doesn't like you enough from the start to not play games. Because all of us ladies know that if we're playing games, we're risking losing you ultimately. And if she genuinely believes that, deep down you have the potential you might be her future husband, she's probably not going to take that risk. And the thing is about these games, if you go into full panic mode and start sending her a bunch of messages and she's not responding, you'll fail the test. But also, if you disappear forever, you also fail the test. And third, she's just really not into you anymore. And she doesn't have the guts to say it directly. I've talked to so many women where they genuinely just don't want to hurt your feelings. But the reality is, not being blunt with you often hurts your feelings more because then you have false hope for a longer period of time than her just bluntly shutting you down and being like, sorry, I don't like you like that. And unfortunately, I have seen some men where they think that she is playing games or playing hard to get when she really just isn't interested. And then he makes a fool out of himself because he continues to pursue. And all of this could have been avoided if she was just blunt in that moment. What is the worst thing that you can do in this situation, no matter what it is? You blow up her phone. Don't send her more than just like one message. And don't let it be a novel. I hate to say that, but if you send this huge long message and she's not genuinely into you, or heck, maybe she really is busy, it's going to come off in a very bad light. She's going to assume you're clingy, you've got nothing going on. All of her assumptions will be negative. If you're pouring your heart out to her this soon in the relationship, it's going to look bad. Don't send "are you mad at me" texts. Again, it's ridiculous because women want validation from you all the time, but that's something that women aren't okay with the other way around. And if you don't want that double standard, you could also hold her to that standard as well. Don't post passive-aggressive stories hoping she'll see it. I've seen a lot of men use this tactic where a woman upsets him and he's posting these stories because obviously you're hurting, you're going through a lot. It's hard to deal with overall. I understand where you're coming from and I have so much empathy for you when I see the stories. But I know from the woman's perspective, she's not looking at that in a positive light, and it's not making her think, wow, I should really text him. I've hurt his feelings. The unfortunate reality is, in these situations, a woman doesn't care how you're feeling. She just loses attraction, and I hate that so much. But that's the reality. Try to not overthink the whole situation, even though that's probably all you're thinking about right now, I understand. Try to keep yourself busy, distracted, go hang out with your friends, play some video games, whatever you need to do to avoid your phone. Don't be sitting there waiting for a text back. Because overall, we know that desperation is unattractive, and if she gets that vibe from you at all, it's going to hurt your chances. And chasing someone who is actively pulling away from you, you're sabotaging yourself. When she doesn't respond to you and she's not reciprocating, don't panic, pay attention. I want you to consciously think, have I been over-investing in this relationship? Am I giving a lot more than I'm getting? And I hate to be transactional, but for some of us, we give way too much in our relationships. And sometimes we have to stop and be like, okay, am I getting and am I giving the right amount? This is not about you keeping score every single time. Her effort might be a little bit less than yours, but it needs to show that she's genuinely interested in making an effort as well. No matter how good you are or how much you give, the relationship will still fail if she's not also giving. Did you start treating her like a girlfriend without her earning it? If she is not your girlfriend, you shouldn't be giving her everything. And this is not about making her do everything for you to earn the title or anything like that, but do keep in mind where your relationship stands overall and invest accordingly. And last, do you even like her? Like, in all seriousness. Do you just enjoy having somebody to talk to, or do you actually like her as a person? Would your person treat you like this? And this is assuming she's not making an effort, or she's not busy or at work or whatever. But just make sure you actually like her as a person and you're not just enjoying talking to someone. Because that's easily replaceable. You can eventually find someone else to talk to. Some men will put themselves in a situation where they're acting like a boyfriend 24/7. And she never even chose you. She's canceling dates with you. She's not texting you back. She's not treating you good. And you deserve better than that. You need someone that reciprocates. And you should walk away from these situations or pull back. Try to have more going on in your life where you don't need her response. Because that's so much more attractive than you sitting by your phone waiting for her to text back. And it will also make you feel better about yourself, because if your view of yourself depends on how she's showing up, you're not going to be feeling very good about yourself if she's not showing up how she's supposed to be showing up. And it will also put you in a position where you're less likely to leave and you're more likely to put up with bad treatment. And if you put up with that long term, you're not going to have a great life. So what should you do in this situation? This is not about playing games, but it's about protecting your peace and your overall self-respect. Don't text her first. Leave it alone. If you're the last person to text, leave that thread sit. You don't need to send another one. Or if you do send another one, don't send another one after that. Let the silence sit there. Let her wonder what you're thinking for once. You probably spend all day wondering what's going on with her, what she's doing, what she's thinking. She needs to do the same with you too. Don't reward that inconsistency. If she texts you tomorrow like nothing happened, match your energy just a little bit. And are you cool with that? Is this the kind of relationship you want to have long term? I'm not talking about once in a while when she's overwhelmed or whatnot. But if she's constantly playing these weird games with you, is that what you want? That's when you need to make that decision. Don't beg her. Make that decision for yourself. If she keeps ghosting you and not returning your texts or calls, cut it off. You could even send her one last text that says, hey, I'm really not into this inconsistent energy. I wish you the best, though. Although if you do this, you've got to hold to it. If you backtrack or something, she won't respect your words or believe you the next time. So make sure you hold yourself to it. And I know that can be hard. Then you need to redirect your attention to something else. Go lift. Go game. Go hang out with your friends. Go build something. Go talk to those women that actually like you. And in the beginning stages of dating, when you're not actually in a relationship, don't be afraid to have a couple women that you're talking to at the same time. I know I'll probably get hate for that one, but if you're not in a steady relationship, there is no reason why you need to make one woman the center of your universe right off the bat. And if you know you're kind of guilty of doing this, it's a little bit easier when you're kind of juggling multiple dates or a couple different women. And I know in some cases you might have just gotten one match and you're struggling to get another one. In that case, just try to keep yourself busy overall. Now, if she actually is your girlfriend or someone you are dating seriously, and she's suddenly pulling this out of the blue, think about it for a second. Has the communication been declining over time? Did you guys argue beforehand? Is this an overall pattern of punishment or control or emotional withdrawal even? Now, you can actually have a conversation with her. I noticed you went quiet today. I don't need constant updates, but if we're in this, communication matters to me. See how you're not forcing anything on her? And then her reaction to this will tell you everything you need to know. If she just completely dismisses you, she might not respect you. If she explains and adjusts, that might mean she values you. Maybe she needs to compromise a little bit. Maybe you want a little bit more communication than she does. That's kind of the reality of a lot of relationships. You're never always on the same page. And now if she completely deflects or flips it in a way to make you feel bad on purpose, that might mean she's trying to manipulate you. Next, stop making excuses for her. Every time you sit there and say to yourself, oh, she's just bad at texting, she's not on her phone that much, she's been through a lot, or any other excuse you can come up with to justify what she's doing, you're making more space for her disrespect. And this means long-term, you're not going to get your needs met. And now within reason, as an introvert myself, I understand that texting back can even feel overwhelming in moments. Sometimes you just want to lay around and scroll on TikTok or just hang out and do your thing. You don't want to actively talk to someone. I get that. We shouldn't be available 24/7. But if she never makes you a priority, that's a problem. And maybe this is something you guys aren't compatible on and you need to decide if it can work for you long term. Because if you've brought it up and she's not changing, you got to consider that. Ideally, you're in a situation where both of your needs are getting met, or you guys are both trying to compromise and work things out so you're both happy in this relationship. But if she never even considers what you need or want, that's a problem. And the right woman won't make you feel confused. She'll let you know what's going on. She'll reciprocate. She'll sometimes text you first, and she'll overall just make an effort. So please keep that in mind as you're trying to justify her not texting you back for 3 days, or when you have to beg for her to make a basic effort. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might benefit from it. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and let me know your thoughts.